Zenshu is quickly becoming one of the most unpredictable isekais to follow this season. At first, I was a little disappointed. Be the first to admit that. They really had me going that we're building into a death. Even if it wasn't going to be Luke, we had justice right there. Right? It looked like we were ending the episode. Someone's going to have to push her out of the way, get at least stabbed, fatally wounded. And they pretty much just skip over that. They say, no, yeah, she got messed up, but we healed her. Now let's do our regroup. And yeah, it was, it kind of felt blue balls, I'm not gonna lie. But by the end of the episode, I liked the direction they went. Because the big thing that I've been wanting to see was a turning point for our girl's character, who, in her original life, was a very kind of selfish person. There's no other way to put it. She took all the workload on for herself, thought she was, in the middle of a team, she thought she was the only person that matters. And we've seen that in this world. No denying she has saved everyone's life multiple times over. But we also see what happens when people don't play in a team and get other people killed. Like, death is a serious thing. I know it's hard for her to recognize, given that she's got a second chance here. But at the end of the day, Luke has every right to be upset with her. And they did something I didn't think I would ever see in this show. I expected her to work as a team. That's been stuff I've been talking about. But her entire drawing this episode was stairs. Which sounds lame at face value. But she was a team player. For the first time, not only did she work as a team, both in this world, but it felt like she was probably her first time working as a team, period. And the fact that she used justice to pick up the desk to fly, to continue to draw those stairs, because it's not just her. If she, yes, maybe she shouldn't have brought a sword to a liquid fight, but at the end of the day, there are going to be moments where she'll draw the thing that does the final blow. But in this case, you work as a team, as we saw, and the team effort is the reason we got that W. Very hard to predict show. I mean, the whole episode, I'm thinking, what is she going to draw? Stairs was not even close. Like, I was thinking she might draw some support stuff, because at first she did start drawing stairs. I just wasn't expecting that was going to be the full thing. And that's a really cool development for her character, and we are at the halfway point. It's very clear that this love story that is brewing between her and Luke is going to be what allows her to finish her story when she goes back home, which is without a doubt the ending. The thing is I still think, maybe it's just because I'm a sick bastard, but I feel like we could still end up with a death, which could be the influence for her story when she goes back home, but time will tell. Of course, if you want to support my work though, see my full thoughts on these amazing Zenshu episodes. We got live reactions over on Patreon if you're so interested. I might go as far to say this was probably the best episode, which is weird because I was a little bitter at the start of the episode, like I mentioned, but the way she adjusted, it feels quicker than I would have thought possible. But seeing it in execution, especially with our girl, like pretty much giving her the soft mom talking to, like, hey, we gotta be nice, we gotta play nice, let's work as a team. And she's like, yeah, I disappointed you guys. I was like, okay, that's oddly adorable. And I love like the little moments too. The little moments go overlooked when you have a giant centipede level fight that is beautifully hand drawn, and when there's 3D it looks great. The final shot when it explodes and sinks into itself like a black hole. Yeah, that shit gets people excited the most, and I get it. But the little moments too, like when she's drawing her expressions like, oh my god, because she's such a little weeaboo, right? She loves this story, she loves this, movie of what it was. And imagine being put into something that you grew up on and basically being like, we never knew this side of you, or we've never seen this face, there was never character reference art, so seeing it up close, I gotta make sure I don't lose it. Only for her to casually drop the bombshell that I could draw any expression of Luke with my eyes closed because, I was that obsessed when I was a kid. For him, he just takes it as, oh my god, she's in love with me. For us, we're like, that's a fangirl for you right there. And I like those moments. It really does humanize the characters quite a bit. And for an episode that quickly went from, I'm a do-it-myself, I'm the team, there's now an I in team, and that's how you spell team, just I, to what I'm pulling my hair out, what am I going to do? And she had a couple of reference drawings in this episode of things she was, there was like a bug catcher cage she was thinking of. And what does she do instead? They're fighting for their life. They can't move up the tower. So what do? I draw stairs. And when she can no longer see, we then bring out Justice from the retirement, basically. Yes, not flying great, but still flying better than, I think was given credit to themselves. And the idea of just bringing, like, this in a lot of ways felt season finale-ish. not story finale-ish, but like season finale-ish. Like, okay, we just finished the first season, the second season's gonna come out, wrap up the story. No idea where exactly they're gonna go, other than clearly building this romance deeper and deeper. At some point, I truly think she will go back home, whether that's gonna be a summoning portal, whatever it is, come to the light. She's gonna basically wake up moments after choking on the spoiled food. Like, that's probably what's gonna happen. And most likely, there won't be a big death, that we're gonna leave this world as is. But I can see it going darker, but still having that romance brew, or they'll have it peaceful. So either, they'll have to say goodbye, emotional kiss goodbye, wakes up, finishes the movie, now understands love. Because could a antisocial person who doesn't understand human relationships really make a romance movie? No, it's gonna be ass. Or there will be that sacrifice. She holds dying Luke in her arms, it could also go that. Most likely, I'm convinced we won't have a big death. After this episode, I'm more on that side. However, I still see the slim possibility of them going that direction. It just depends on the type of movie ultimately they want to make in the real world. Then again, this is an unpredictable isekai. We could end up not going back to the real world at all, and she just stays dead. That would be a twist. But given that I knew my worry of Luke dying last week was, a fool's hope, you could almost say. A lot of people just thought it would be Justice. Like, that was the big prediction last week. So I know I wasn't alone feeling like a lot of people were like, oh my god, someone's not making it out. But Justice was a lot of people's pick because like, oh yeah, flying in or something like that. Didn't see it coming. I can definitely say that. And while stairs aren't the craziest thing to draw at face value, it actually is a huge turning point. And that's like the best way to sum this episode up. It was a turning point not only for her character, but the teamwork in the series. And it'll be interesting to see because we are now officially halfway through the show. And I don't know where the second half of this story is going to go. Other than maybe we'll kickstart a montage next week of them all working together, doing different things. The preview image of next week does look modern, so I assume we're getting a flashback before shit hit the fan. I don't know, but great episode. I definitely think this was the best, and yeah, the fight itself looked insane. Like, it's just so cool. It felt like an epic boss fight. You're rushing up the mountain, using all your teamwork, and I love how it wasn't a singular person. Like, it wasn't just Luke doing the final blow. It was a team effort to get to this point. And that was pretty great. Of course, you let me know what you're thinking of Zenshu Episode 6 down below. Did you see any of this coming? What did you think of the twists and turns and predictions, if you got any, on the second half of this show? Do let me know. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got N.A., Tony Keats, Ivan Bondare, Null Void, One-Eyed King 25, Ty Braunhaver, Javier Volkwitz, and we also have Rancor SNP. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Have a good one.